Hi, welcome back. Kaylied Game here again. Time for another live stream. We'll be playing some Sega Saturn games this evening. Yes, it's a Friday this time for a change. I do like Tuesdays. Unfortunately, this Tuesday I was a bit busy dealing with other things. You know, as life happens. Yeah. We're playing some Sega Saturn this evening, playing a mix of games, mostly Sega games in all fairness, because that's what the Saturn's really for, isn't it? Playing Sega games. I mean, there are a fair decent amount of, good games by other developers, but the majority of top games on the Saturn were really developed by Sega, weren't they? Well, and Capcom. 8-bit SNK boy, Thunder Force. What? Thunder Force 6? What's Thunder Force? What's that? Thunder Force 4 being advertised under my banner? Thunder Force 4? Lou B got early for a change. Alright, Lou, how are you, mate? Fighters Megamix, yeah, Fighters Megamix. Thunder Force 4 being advertised under my banner, was he? I don't know. I think the ship on the title screen is definitely from Darius, but hope everyone's doing well anyway. Good to see you all on the chat. Yeah, cool, Lou. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, bit of a change this week. Fridays. Try to keep Fridays free usually. Other things, but yeah, I'm say 8-bit SNK boy, big Sega Saturn fan. Music's a bit loud, isn't it? I might have just knock that down a fraction. Just gonna alter the settings on the phone here. For some reason it's gone a bit strange. Better. See a bit more of the chat. That's better. Right. So yeah, all cool. I hope everyone's having a good week. Decided to play some Saturn again this week. Got a mix of games, like I say. Probably House of the Dead. Might be playing a bit of that. Without the light gun, obviously, because we're capturing this, putting it out on the flat panel. Couple of shooters as well, possibly, and some beat 'em ups. But we start off with a bit of Fighters Megamix. I do like Fighters Megamix. This ain't the original save game that I had way back when. Unfortunately, I've lost the save state from way back. So a lot of the characters are still locked as far as I'm aware. Yeah, the Tuesday one I had to put off this week. I was just busy doing other stuff. Nothing like major important, but stuff that I needed to get sorted. But this is a really good game. I thought this was, it was a really good game. Still is a good game. It was a really good game back in the day for the Saturn. It's got so much like content, and the graphics are really good as well. I know it ain't got like the high resolution of Virtua Fighter 2, but I just thought this game was really good value for money. I want a promo copy of it. Yeah, I thought this was really good. It's like all the unlockables and stuff. That's the kind of thing that annoys me with modern beat 'em ups. Everything's behind a paywall. There's no unlockables, is there? There's very few unlockables. It's only like videos and things, and there's no actual characters and things these days are unlockable, are they? You might get the odd character costume change or colour or something, and even them, They're like hidden behind paywalls nowadays. Really? I think I might have seen some on eBay at some point. Someone might have been selling some on eBay. Promos. I know I do see the Dreamcast ones on eBay quite often. Did you pick that one up off eBay, or did you win it in a competition, or? Actually playing this with the Japanese 6-button pad. I'm not playing with the arcade stick this evening. Actually playing it with the old grey 6-button pad. eBay's, yeah. Well, I've seen loads of like Dreamcast stuff on eBay. That's been like the promo stuff. They're like a white disc, aren't they? If I remember right, they're like their promo disc. It's like plain white, isn't it? It's a lot of Sega Europe who are obviously sending promotion discs out to magazines, I would have thought. Creaky. That's really creepy. Yeah, the Saturn Silvers. Yeah, I can't really remember seeing the Saturn Silvers so much. So I've always picked up like the full games when I've managed to pick them up. Saturn games over the years, I've always managed to try and get them in the box and stuff. The same with the carts. I always try to pick them up in the box. So I just on getting the loose stuff. Obviously, they're neat to have. I've never really invested much time in looking at the promo stuff. Mega Mint. Mega Mint! Super fresh flavour of Mega Mint. Yeah, so the UFO diner. It's out of this world of food.
Ready, go!
Come on, Jane. G.I. Jane. Is it Vasquez? Or always reminds me of Vasquez out of Aliens. Got a few white labels, but now Saturn Silvers. Yeah, I've seen white labels about. I can't for the life of me remember seeing the silver promo ones. I say they look like pretty much like pirate discs today. Yeah, that's the thing. See, until recently, till you had that pseudo Kai thing for the Saturn, you could never really run. Well, I suppose did you chip Saturn so you could play repros? I don't know. I think it did that. So no, it's all that pseudo Kai stuff now, isn't it? With a hacked memory card. There with us, it's 10 volume down just a fraction.
Fight! Ready, go!
It might be the only PAL Saturns you got now, games you got now. The Silvers. I suppose that'd be worth something to a collector, purely because of the rarity of them. It's weird, isn't it, if you think about, stuff that's really collectible now compared to in the past. I mean, stuff you couldn't give away, could you? I mean, it's like NES games. It's like really collectible now, not even the PAL stuff. And one time, you couldn't give them away, could you? It's pretty much the same as a Master System now, isn't it? As the Master System's become really collectible. Yet one time, it's like, you could only get pennies for Master System games, couldn't you?
Ready, go!
So I ain't sure about PlayStation 1 prices now. But again, PlayStation 2 stuff, there was a point where you could like pick it up for next to nothing. I think you said they get that year, they're sort of aged. Probably 2 generations old when they get that. When they become super cheap, don't they? And then probably, when you come 4 generations old, say, when they're heading for the 25-year, 30-year age, they tend to increase in the value, don't they? And the collectability. Because, number one, collectors have held on to them for a long time, self-included. They've held on to games for a long time. And obviously, limits the amount that's out in the market. Really? Euro Silver's run fine on PAL consoles. You remember picking up your NES for £2 at a car boot? That's it. I always sort of dismissed the NES back in the day off. There's a lot of NES games that are pretty good, isn't there, to be fair? Well, I sort of dismissed it. I went straight past the NES and sort of like got a Master System. And then, while long after having a Master System, I sort of moved on to a Mega Drive. I always sort of like jumped onto the next big thing, to be fair. My oldest original console that I own is the Dreamcast. I always chop and change and trade in them. The last console I sold and regretted, really, obviously I did it before this, but it was probably a Japanese Saturn when I sold that. I got Dreamcast and then the Dreamcast didn't really take off, did it? And then sort of you was pushed into picking a side between like Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo, so I sort of went a 3-way split. But so after the Dreamcast, I decided to hold on to each of the consoles that I bought, from new anyway. So I sort of got back into collecting the Saturn stuff in 2012 after getting back onto PC Engine. I sort of did miss a lot of the Saturn games, but more so I was sort of missing the Neo Geo stuff in the PC Engine at first, and then I sort of got back into replaying Saturn stuff. Mainly for the likes of Super Scalers as well, so I got back into collecting for the Saturn. So now they've got ports to Dreamcast and stuff as well, like Outrun and Afterburner and Power Drift. But I mean, Outrun ain't the same on the Dreamcast, is it? It's got the wrong car sprite, ain't it? I always mind about the car sprite. I always moan about the car sprite.
Fight! Ready, go!
Yeah, so I've got one of these Retron HD things now that I use for playing NES games, and I've just got one of these 501 cartridges. But you can emulate NES that easy, so I've got that little retro cage as well, which you can just emulate pretty much any NES game perfectly on there in HD. Well, I say HD with an HDMI output. so you can add all the filter effects and things in there.
Fight.
Obviously, you've got to sort of have that. I think you've got to have the nostalgia when it comes to 8-bit systems, haven't you? Especially with 8-bit systems. It's particularly with certain games. Obviously, they get like a niche in them. I mean, but Nintendo sort of dominated America, didn't they? And NES, I mean, Master System. Anything else? Around about that time, I think America was sort of like dominated by the NES for years, wasn't it? I think it's right up until the Genesis, like the Mega Drive. Whereas in Europe, I think Germany, the NES was popular in Germany, wasn't it? I only knew, I think it was 2 people I knew that got an NES back in the day, and one was a mate's brother, younger brother. Guy that I used to hang around with sort of when I was sort of leaving school years, sort of got into swapping Sega games with him, Master System games, and then it was Mega Drive games. And then he was the first guy that I knew that got a Mega Drive, a Japanese Mega Drive import when he came out, and then I went with him to go and collect one as well. A few months later, about 3 or 4 months later. But say I ain't seen him for years. Say since he got married, had kids, they really kept in touch. To be fair. He didn't really carry on with the gaming sort of thing either. I think once he'd moved on from the Mega Drive, he went into like PC gaming like a lot of people did. Bean Soup, how are you, Bean? How you doing? How's that cabinet? How's that arcade? How's the Viewlix? Got stronger nostalgia for the Atari VCS. Well, to be fair, I think I have. I remember going around with mates playing 2600 games as like an early teen. Stuff like Smurf and was it Stargate or something like that? I think it was called Stargate, wasn't it? You see, you had stuff like Toontown as well. So some classic stuff are there on the old 2600. You got epoxy cold? Yeah, I'm all good, mate. We're all good. It's all good here, mate. Oh yeah, no. I felt like I'd had a bit of a cold this last week as well. In all fairness, probably just over a week. You know, you feel it in your sinuses, and I think there's a lot of it going around again. A lot of sort of, I think it's a change in the atmospheric pressure as well. Don't help, does it, with the change of the weather? I know it's quite a few relatives that I've been in touch with recently said they've had colds as well. So. And I've noticed, I think Di and someone else on YouTube said they'd had them as well. I think was it Retro Gamer UK, Retro Import Gamer. Sorry, drop the UK. But yeah, he said he got a cold recently as well, amongst others I've heard on here. But yeah. Stay on the lemsips. Stay off the booze. Keep on the lemsips. We'll have another go at this. But yeah, it's an unusual one for me. I used to stream on the Fridays, and then I sort of stopped streaming on the Fridays because I sort of like kept the weekends free, and I thought Tuesdays was like a good time in between other people streaming as well. Cage. Get some Bovril. A bit of Bovril. Yeah. Nah, get some Lemsips or something as well. Yeah, either that or, you know, like I said, stay off the booze, but I don't know. Sometimes a whiskey's alright, innit? A bit of whiskey's alright if you're feeling a bit under the weather. Kills the germs off. Knocks you out as well. There's a spectacular misspine there, Warwick, the Master Ninja. I think we should have chose Cage. I ain't really big on playing with the ninja guy. No, your miss has been sick as well. Yeah. To be fair, Bovril's alright, isn't he? Get the old Bovril out. Grace has been skilled. It's been skilled by Grace. Man, that was a wipeout. Yeah. Kaji got defeated.
Game over.
But yeah, like I say, no arcade stick tonight. Playing with the old grey 6 button. What should I say? It's an 8 button really, in it with the shoulders. But yeah, have another go at this and we'll put something else on. Blast through some games tonight. Probably gonna be on till about 11, I would have thought. Might play a bit of stuff like Virtua Cop and, you know, probably even a bit of Parodius maybe. I'll try my luck on Parodius. It's been a while since I played Parodius. Come on, we'll be Akira. KG. Yeah. Yeah. Is it Cage? What's his fucking name? Cage Imaraju or something. Come on, we're trying to take on the Vipers. Does it mean shadow, does he? Does it really? Le Shadow?
Fight.
Is he? Oh, okay.
Go.
Shadow Ninja. The original Shadow Warrior. I think I prefer Roy Hayabusa, to be fair. I've never really got on with Cage in the Virtua Fighter series.
Fight. Ready. Go.
Again, trying to play the Saturn like an old school console, like a modern console, with your thumb spread over the buttons like you do with a modern console. You can't do it, can you? You've got to play it with your fingers over each button, don't you? And you still get whopped. Jamushashi. So Shinobi. The Shinobi guy. The old Shinobi guy. Yeah. Yeah, Shinobi's alright, isn't he? What do you think of the PS2 Shinobis? I was always undecided over them. I have got them. I've got them on Japanese PlayStation 2. But I ain't really sure on them, personally. What to think of them. There with someone's change a game up, put another game on. Oh, the man Joe, for definitely. Joe Mushashi. Yeah, it is a strange choice if you think about it, Joe, for a ninja. It's like weird choice of. It is a strange choice of name for a ninja, Joseph. Pretty good on the PS2. Not sure if Joe is the lead in that one. Obviously not in the Konichi sequel. Yeah, I've got the two of them on the PS2 Japan. I've got Konichi as well, or Kunoichi. It's just a female ninja one, innit? Not a big fan of the PS2 games. The second one particularly is really janky. Second one has the woman instead, apart from the eye candy. It's a fail. Well, I could never make my mind up with it, to be fair. I wouldn't say it really grabbed me when I first played it. I allowed to try and return to it. I managed to pick it up super cheap when I got a Japanese PS2 a few years back. I thought I'll give them a try. But they're really like weird stylized, didn't they? I'll have to try and play. Pandemonium. It's got a really good documentary. Sorry, on Saturn Virtua Fighter. Sorry, it's texting off my eyesight. Sorry, it's got a really good documentary on Saturn Virtua Cop. No, not on a flat panel, unfortunately. I have played this on a stream before, connected up to the CRT to S video and linked out to the capture card. And I've played it with the guns because I've got two Virtua guns. But obviously I wore dual wielding. I was just playing it with one player. Has anyone played the Dreamcast version of this? Was it Virtua Cop 2 in it on the Dreamcast? I think it's the first one, is it? Unless they're both on the disc. Again, music's loud on this, isn't it? Yeah, it's probably based on a PC port, isn't it? I think a lot of games were based on a PC port, weren't they, for the Dreamcast? Did you reload? Oh, you gotta press the reload button. That's good, isn't it? Gotta find the reload. It's the reload button. It's resetty. It's pandemonium. It's pandemonium you need to look for. Night Twenke there. Been watching a lot of your your videos. Good stuff. Yeah, cool. Thanks for dropping in, man. As always, appreciated. Anyone drops in on the stream, chat. We're gonna have to find a reload button. So I'm not used to playing this with a gun. What's the reload button? Key assign. Reload C. Oh, okay. Start again. That used to playing this with a gun. Never played with a pad. This must be about the second time I've ever played it with a pad. But yeah, I remember getting this years ago with a Japanese Saturn. Amazing game. With a gun as well. I'm pressing C.
Reload.
See how it works.
Reload. Reload.
Don't know, bear with us. We're having technical difficulties. Oh. Yeah, I should have definitely played it with the with the light gun, shouldn't I? Don't play light gun games without a light gun. Streaming 101. Don't know, maybe it's because I've got the RAM cart in there. Does he screw it up with the RAM cart? Thought you give you the option of actually trying it. You can change it, Koya. Oh, to key assign. See, that's got speed up and reload. There's working there. So I got reload, speed up. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna swap that round. See if it makes any difference. Could be because I've got the RAM cart in there. So I left the RAM cart in there for when I was playing some King of Fighters the other night. I know sometimes games do have some weird like quirks. They don't. Reload. I'm pressing reload. Oh, good. Reload. I'm pressing B.
Reload.
Forever. Did it take ages to reload, does he? I thought it was pretty much instantaneous. And you press reload.
Reload.
So you've got to keep hitting the button, have you? Like that. Weird. Weirdness. I remember that with the gun.
Reload. Reload.
That reloads irritating, isn't it? Light gun library on the Saturn may be small, but the Virtua game and House of the Dead are more than enough to keep anyone happy. Everything else is a bonus. Embarrassing, that is, that high school. Got the Virtua Cop bundle on a PS2. It's a pretty good series. Shame to play it on pad since I only have HD TV. It's hard to find a CRT in Finland. Yeah, well, I've got a couple of old CRTs. I've got 3 CRTs. I've got one down the garage room, and I've got 2 up here. I've got a widescreen and a 25-inch 4x3. But they don't get a lot of use, in all fairness, but I can't get rid of them. It's just too much sentimental value to playing games on a CRT. I do try to play on the CRTs every now and again. I do enjoy playing on the CRTs. Yeah, House of the Dead is rough, innit? It really is rough on the... let's look at this again. See, it works alright there. Look, shoot, reload, shoot, reload, shoot, reload, shoot, reload. Go on, put all these. Put reload, shoot, reload. We'll do it on the top. I'm going to put B for speed up. See, it's weird the way that works. I can't ever really remember playing this much at all on the pad. Definitely plays a lot better with a gun, doesn't he? You wish you got room for one CRT. You don't fit one CRT in, surely. I mean, if you got like, even if it's only like a little 15-inch CRT, you know what I mean? Yeah, you've got to hammer that. You've got to hammer that reload button.
Reload.
It's like counterintuitive playing this with a pad.
Reload.
You don't really hammer that reload button. I think you can just hit it once, wouldn't you? It's good to keep making you hit it. I suppose it's to stop you like treating it like an automatic fire. I suppose if you got auto fire on a pad, it would like make it super easy, wouldn't it? Like a machine gun. Oh, sorry about that, old pal.
Reload.
To me, if I'm hitting the button to reload, I just want to hit it once. I don't want to hit it 10 times. That's a bit of a drag with that. Got there. Reload, clear off. Something to do with an auto fire pad. Certainly useful, isn't it? I suppose you can like. I was gonna say you could like track and field it, but you can't. Well, even let you track and field it. I suppose why they've done it, innit? Otherwise you could track and field the game, couldn't you? Like with like constant reload and fire, it'd be like a machine gun fire. Used to love Die Hard 2 on the PlayStation. Oh, yeah, was that the Die Hard Arcade? Die Hard Arcade. Die Hard 2. Is that Die Hard Arcade, was it? Die Hard 2. Die Hard Arcade was alright, wasn't it? It's a bit like janky looking again, but it was like really playable, wasn't it, with the driving games and stuff. That got like the shooting level as well, hasn't it, if I remember right. So you got Die Hard Arcade with the Saturn as well, haven't you? It's called Die Hard Arcade, Dynamite Deco, are you? Die Hard Trilogy. Die Hard 2, the second game in the Die Hard Trilogy. That's the one, Die Hard Trilogy. Yeah, that's it. Hit the reload. Hit the reload about 1,000 times. Go on. See, they say that, did he? Just hit the reload about 1,000 times. No, unless you got to hold your finger on the reload, maybe, I don't know. Go on, we'll have another go. We'll choose the second stage. And Satan, he supported the Justifier, did he? Is that the one that was with they used to call that one for the Virtua Cop? Was it the Justifier? Was he? What was that one with Mad Dog McCree? Or was it Lethal Enforcers? Lethal Enforcers, or what was that one? Yeah, that pink gun. What was that? The love gun. What was that? The love gun. The pink gun. Shoot the arrows, boxes. Can you shoot them? Man, reload, you dick! Oh, I don't like this with the reload with the pad. It's awful. If you got pace with the pad, I wouldn't bother. Don't play well with the pad at all. I mean, take the fact that the cursor slow, it's just the fact that reload's rubbish. So keep hammering the reload button. It's that sort of irritating. It's almost as though you think the button's broke. The pad's faulty. So they've put it in there to try and stop you like machine gunning it, but all it does is annoy you. Reload it. I've already hit it about 3 times. Come on, give me a break. The angry video game nerd in a minute. Nah. Next. You can't play that with the pad. I'm gonna have to try and play that with the light gun at some point again. But man, that's a disappointment for me. I can't remember it being quite irritating. Bear with me. Justify was on PlayStation. G-Con. G-Con. Hey, yeah, that's like the Namco gun, isn't it? Sure, I've got the gun cons 1 and 2 for the PlayStation as well. It was alright. It was alright. I don't mind that Namco gun actually. Got a time crisis in it. That's what they're for, really. Time crisis. Do you like Point Blank series as well? The Point Blank series, they were good. PlayStation. Some decent light gun games on PlayStation, ain't there? But again, that was a bit fractured, like you say. Different light guns for different manufacturers. I think Konami had their own light gun as well, didn't they? Like you say, that Justifier thing. What was it? Was there some like weird, something called Owl? Something Owl, was it? What's that game called now? Something Owl? That was a shooting game as well, or a light gun game. Yeah, the Justifier was Konami's gun. Now, what was that? Shooting game, something Owl, it's called. Just saying that I've got no memory in there to save the game. What's he saying? Don't like the RAM? Strange. Bear with me. Bear with me. I had this before with the 4 meg one. I was playing this the other day. It was working alright. Very technical. Very technical. Yeah, oh, don't like the RAM. Don't like the RAM cart. Oh dear. Well, I'd have to clean the connectors on that one. The RAM cart's off the menu tonight then, by the look of it. Is it going to work? No. Is it going to work? Go on. No, don't like the RAM. Don't like the RAM cart. Oh man. Oh, it's all falling apart. Bear with us. Is there anything else can go wrong this evening? I was using this RAM cart the other day, it was alright. I don't know. Or was I? Or was I using the 4 meg RAM cart? I thought I was playing this. I thought I was playing this game that I'm about to play now. King of Fighters 97. Yeah, so we've got their own ROM carts and RAM carts, haven't they? This should work with the Universal one. This should work with the 1 meg RAM cart. Nah, I'm gonna have to clean that cart. I had the same problem with the 4 meg RAM cart before, so it ain't gonna work. Next, we got plenty of games anyway. We ain't bothered about that. Oh dear. I'll get a cutie pat and clean it when I go for a break. Probably have, in about half an hour, I'll probably have a 10-minute break. I'll get a cutie pat, go and clean the cartridge. So who says YouTube shite these days? Gotta be a bit of live entertainment. But yeah, it's an official Sega RAM cart that I've had for eons. I'm shocked that ain't worked with that. I reckon I must have to clean the connector on it. I had the same with the 4 meg one when I tried to use that one a while back. You just needed a little bit of alcohol rub on the on the cartridge connector edge, and he worked fine. Irritating here. I was thinking, should I clean that cartridge or not? Because I ain't cleaned them in ages. I think that's working alright. No, it ain't. Yeah, I know. He probably is. He probably has oxidized in the cartridge as well, in the connector. We'll push it in and out a few times. Straight onto eBay. Straight down to CX with that one. Oh, nah. No, I'll give it a bit of a cleaning of it. I've got some cotton buds. In the bathroom. Can give you a quick swipe round with one of them. You recognise this game? John Zini! Is he winning? I don't know, he's failing miserably at the moment, mate. How you doing? I don't know, I think we've got the gremlins. Hiya! I think grandfather's bought the gremlins. YouTube! Hiya! Yeah, I think we've got the gremlins in house. Never can tell, there might just be a gremlin hiding inside your Sega Saturn. Yeah, whatever you do, don't plug in the smokeless ashtray. Oh man, no, I don't know what happened with the RAM cores. As for Virtua Cop, I don't remember playing that janky with a pad, but I think I probably only ever played the game with a pad once or twice ever. Oh no, it's crashed. Missing about. It's a light gun game for me, the Virtua Cop series. I just thought I'd play something a bit different, you know, even though, you know, really it is sacrilege playing Virtua Cop without a light gun in it. Let's read the chat. Your Saturn's been hacked. It's AI. I blame it. It's Elon Musk. It's all come true. It's AI. It's taking over. It's a stream chat GPT, whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah, we're all doomed. Cybernet Systems has infiltrated the stream. But yeah, for some reason the RAM cart took a dump. So we're back to Darius Gaiden. Which in its own right is a really good game anyway, ain't it, for the Saturn, to be fair. I do like this game. I do play it a lot though. I play it on nearly every stream. I think I've played Darius Gaiden on stream. Each every stream. Yeah. Favourite Darius. It is good. It is a really good game in it, Darius Gaiden. I'm going to the underwater level. Yeah. I'm hoping, providing I don't blow anything up, I might be able to play some PS1 games next week. But I've sort of modified an amplifier circuit to use with a capture HD leader I've got for the Mega Drive / Genesis, and made one part of it the other week and myself. Oh no, I'll pull them bullets. And I've had a voltmeter arrive today that I've ordered, because my voltmeter took a dump. ages ago, probably years ago now. I never bothered replacing it because I haven't been modding anything in years. So I've sort of got to just make sure that I'm going to blow nothing up before I try this thing over. So there's me just waffling on. But yeah, at the moment I think I better not plug anything in at the moment because the luck we're having here. There'll be sparks. This game is brutal though, it's vicious in it. On a standard difficulty setting. Well, yeah, what's everyone been playing this week anyway? To be fair, I've played very little. Played a little bit of Xbox One. I was playing a bit of PUBG the other night again. I haven't played that in ages. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, I should say. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's me using more of a pain. PUBG. So you get the thrill of the chicken dinners. For, you know, you win some, you lose a lot. Oh man. Yeah, I do like this game, but the difficulty of it, especially some of the later levels as well. I mean, the early levels, if you can get to like 4th or 5th mission in, you know, then it really ramps up the difficulty. I mean, these ain't the most difficult, are they, these missions? Favourite Darius. Oh, I do like this. I do like this game. But yeah, the idea is because the signal's a bit compromised using that Genesis lead on other consoles. I say it seemed to work alright when I was using it on the Xbox, provided you went into the video settings and if you turn the gamma up slightly, sort of give you a nice clear picture. Hence the Dead or Alive volleyball video that I put up there with the FMV that was captured through that Genesis lead. But anything that you can go into the video settings to adjust the gamma and whatever and the brightness, it works okay. But generally, a lot of games don't allow you to mess around with the gamma and the brightness and stuff there and the contrast. So again, it gives you like a really dark image, much like a PC engine. It's got like a really dull video output on it, the PC engine. But bear with me, I think the chat's froze on the phone again. So we got the gremlins in. Slowly but surely working your way through your Final Fantasy. What, Final Fantasy X? Well, Final Fantasy, that the one on the PlayStation 2. God, 21st century can wait. 21st century can wait. Final Fantasy X. Yeah, that's the one on the PlayStation 2, isn't it? I've only ever played that briefly. I could never get into it. To be fair, I've never really got much into the Final Fantasy games. Nothing against them, I just never really got into them. I've got is it Final Fantasy 12 or something? I think it's 12, is it on the Xbox? I think I might have X2 on the PlayStation 2. Which I picked up for something like a £5. Is it Final Fantasy 15? The one that's released on the Xbox One as well. It's more like a free roaming third person adventure game. Like modern, more of a modern game. I'm sure I've got that one as well, which I've played very little. I've only ever played the intro to. Need to go back to. That one didn't seem too bad actually. It's probably got panned by all the critics, I would have thought. Play a bit of Tekken 7 as well. Play a bit of Tekken 7. Now that's a game that I've, again like Street Fighter 5, disappointed with Tekken 7. A lot of the characters hidden behind paywalls, and the main game itself is very short. The arcade mode, especially, I think you only fight like 5 characters and then you fight a boss. Why do I keep dying now? You lost interest. Been playing the Need for Speed Nitro on the Wii. Are you playing it on the Vita or X? Yeah, I have seen it on the X. I have seen Final Fantasy X on the Vita, I did, yeah. But to be fair, I did look at that a while back, thought about buying it again. I thought, well, at least it might be full screen, full speed, because the PS2 Power One ain't, is it? It's bordered. But you've been playing Need for Speed Nitro on the Wii. Man, Need for Speed on the Wii. Need for Speed Nitro. Is it any good though? See, Need for Speeds, I've got them on the Xbox 360 really. I think I bought one on the Xbox One. Is it Need for Speed Rivals as well? I think I owned that on PlayStation 4 for about a week and then got rid of it. I was a fan of it. But Need for Speed Most Wanted on the 360, I like that. And I've got like the Need for Speed Shifts and the Run as well. I do like them. I've got Need for Speed Most Wanted on the Vita as well. I've got Need for Speed Most Wanted on the Vita. Got no more Need for Speeds than you think actually. I've got more Need for Speeds than I think as well. Need for Speeds, how many Need for Speeds? Most Wanted. It's an hidden gem. Yeah, well hidden. Well hidden if it's on the Wii. Under all the shovel shit. But there is a lot of good games on the Wii in fairness, but there's a lot of awful games on the Wii as well, isn't there? Did you ever play Excite Truck? It's one that I've never owned. I looked at and I was like, I don't know if it's because I quite like racing games as well. Excite Truck. Just couldn't make my mind up on it whether it was. I do mean to play again. It's a trauma centre. Oh, for God's sake! It's chased the bullets all around the screen. More video games should have like opera singers in them, don't you? I do like the soundtrack in this game. I mean, it's well surreal, but I do like the soundtrack in this game. It's really good. £2.15 CX. Well, so £2.15 CX. You can't go wrong for that price, can you? £2.50. Hidden gems in CX. I bet somebody's bought that off the car boot and traded it in. They probably got 50 pence for it. Yeah, the colour palette is nice on this game. It's like really pastel in it. The gameplay ain't very good though, but oh, let's have another go. Let's try and concentrate a bit more this time. I can't even blame the drink either. I think I've had one drink. Have I had one drink this evening? I can't remember. I don't think I have. I don't think I've actually had a drink yet. I think that's probably the problem. Need to crack up the coin back label. Trades in at £1. Was it complete then? Complete in the box? Was it a roulette win? Yeah. Last game I bought out of CX was Colour Splash, I think. For the Wii U. I think I paid £12 for it. It's probably about the going price for it now. I don't think it's a particularly expensive game, is it, Colour Splash on the Wii U? Actually, I can't remember if I bought that in Smash Brothers. I know I don't really like Smash Brothers, but I think I saw it there for a tenner on the Wii U, and I was like, yeah, I got it. I'll just get it, just pick it up. It's the only version of Smash Brothers that I've got now. I think, oh no, I've got it on the Wii as well. I think I've got it on the Wii. I think I've got Smash Brothers on the Wii. I think I might have Smash Brothers on the Wii. I've never really been into Smash Brothers. I seem to buy Smash Brothers though whenever I see cheap. Much like Pikmin. I've never really spent the time to get into Pikmin. You know. Good sneaky. Man, this seems difficult tonight. Should probably ramp the difficulty down to easy, maybe. Drink. Exactly. Yeah, it's probably. I do like Darius 2. Also, I've got Darius 2 on the Saturn as well, where it's got that weird sort of zoom effect on it, unfortunately. Which is kind of spoils it. And you got to play on a widescreen, and I got the screen set up on here for widescreen. We're only looking at 4:3. Oh, I'm doing awful. We'll reset and start again. Sonic 3 was the last game you bought from CX. Right. I think the last Sonic game I bought was Lost Worlds from Blockbuster. It's the last Sonic game I bought. I'm sure it was the last Sonic game I bought. Definitely, I'm pretty sure. So how long's that been ago? It's Lost World. It is Lost Worlds, isn't it? Sonic Lost World. The Lost Worlds or something. One on the Wii U. Which I've still got. I'll tell you something as well. I noticed yesterday when I come to capture a bit of footage in OBS, you know how Tuner said he was having difficulty with his Elgato, with the capture card, like not appearing in OBS or whatever, and he said he had to like disconnect it, reconnect it, blah blah blah. Well, I had the same, so I don't know if it's an OBS update issue or what, but I've never had that issue before, where I had to disconnect it, reconnect it, and then it's still all working. So what I found was if you just go into your settings for your capture card, because you've got like a settings screen, what it's called, and like the basic settings when you open it, it gives you priorities. What is it? Your priorities? What's it called? What's it called? Let's have a look. What did I call it? Your properties, sorry, not priorities. Your properties for your capture card. Sorry, me messing with the screen. Your properties. What you have to do, you go in there and choose custom, rather than like the standard. Just choose custom. You choose custom and save it as custom. We now change to the settings. It will just activate. But if you've got a set of the standard settings for your capture card now with OBS, well, which is with mine anyway, I've tuned had the same issue. You've got to save it as like custom, which is weird. I've never used a custom setting before. I just use it as a standard setting, and then even in standard settings you can alter the buffering and things that you want to use with the capture card. So no real need to go into custom, because that's sort of like you're messing around with the FPS and stuff, you know. Weirdness. I've never had that before. But yeah, hopefully now I've had bought this cheap voltmeter as well, so I can check this little amplifier circuit that I've made for the Genesis HD capture add-on that I've Frankenstein together to make sure I don't blow anything up. And I can also check the voltage levels on the MVS as well, because it might be output in TTL, but I was looking up this retro electronic super gun that I've got for the one MVS, and I think that's got circuit protection in there for high voltage. I'm sure it's got really high resistance in there. So I remember seeing somewhere on the interweb where some guy had commented that he wanted to bypass the protection because it was giving a dull signal for his arcade monitor, so maybe it is restricted, the voltage on there. You naughty Darius. Sonic 3 was the last game he got from CEX. Oh no, Sonic 3. Don't know, it'd be that long though, has he? Tell like you bought it back in 1980, well, was it 1992 or whatever. It'd be 1993 probably, wouldn't it? It was 94, Sonic 3. It's a good conversion on the Saturn, isn't it, this one? It's a conversion of this on PlayStation, isn't it, if I remember right? I don't think it's quite as close, is it? It's freaking brutal, I know that. Come on, big shrimp. Oh, well done. Cocktail sauce out. Sonic 3 was in 93. Exactly. I was going to say, well, back in the 90s. I remember you saying you bought that the other week, didn't you, on one of the streams? How much was that anyway, Sonic 3? I bet that was cheap, was it? CEX, I bet that's a silly price in CEX, eh? Oh, look! Oh, should we continue? Oh, bloody hell, whatever. Why not? Oh. I do like racing games though, as well, like Need for Speed. I looked that one up on the Wii. I sort of never really bothered with a lot of like third-party stuff on the Wii that I hadn't heard was good. I was under the impression a lot of it was very good, but obviously the problem with the Wii did get a lot of shovelware in it. A lot of like, you know, like dodgy versions of Call of Duty and whatever. Dodgy PS2 ports and that's stuff that you could have really done without. But then again, there was some other really good PS2 ports work better on the Wii than they did on PS2. Stuff like Akame. I mean, Akame's really good, isn't it? If you've ever played that on the Wii. I mean, it's much like the PlayStation 2 game, but obviously you can use the Wiimote to draw the symbols, like to paint the symbols. Again for me, it's like the Wii, it's like stuff like Muramasa and Sin and Punishment, and obviously the light gun games with if you can use the waggle mouse, you know, on a modern screen. They're great, isn't they, really? I hear quite a few negative things about that Linden light gun thing. Is it Sinden, Linden, wherever it's called? What's it called? Sinden? Is it Sinden? Is it Sinden like that? Yeah. Man, did you stand a chance with that? Huh? Just waste of a small bomb at the end as well. 25 quid, the box was incorrectly labelled as unboxed. Unusual. £25. Yeah, I don't know, I paid about 12 quid for my Japanese version of the original Sonic box a while back. Never really got into Sonic 3. I like Sonic 2, but I don't like it as much as Sonic 1. But Sonic 3, I couldn't really get into Sonic 3. By that time, I think I sort of moved on from Sonic. But they're on the Sonic Jam, ain't they, as well? I think they're on Sonic Jam, ain't they? Like you got Sonic CD and stuff, and I never really bothered with the Sonic CD games, you know. I've never really bothered trying to play them on emulation either. I think I had them on a compilation. Was it the PlayStation one and the Xbox, the Sonic Classic Collection, or whatever it was called. Oh man, this game feels tough. I'm getting too old for shooting this. The old eye tracking, tell what it used to be. I think Neil, they need to bring in the AI. again. But how can you get through that lot, you know, without using a smart bomb? Prickly angers a prickly angler. Prickly angler. Prickly anger. Fuck you. Jeez. Oh, you shit, straight off the bat. Oh man. You got him on the Sonic Jam, exactly. No, Sonic Jam's cool. Next. Next. Next game, please. It's bugging me, that is, that ram cart, you know. It's really bugging me. It's really bugging me. Need to get the Q-tips out. To that I will say I'll be back in a short while. I'm actually going to go and get a Q-tip and clean that cartridge because I'm determined to get it to work. I mean, in the meantime, I'll leave you with this game on demo. How you doing, Carl? Yes. Mr. Woodley, how are you? Yes, you're waiting. I doubt it, I bet you've cleared off already. How you doing? Oh dear. Right, now hopefully clean this cartridge off and it might work. This. This RAM card just don't want to play ball again. And I'm hoping it's just a minor cleaning of the cartridge thing. Connectors don't seem that dirty enough here. But yeah, YouTube's a bit shit now. Oh man, yeah, too true. Yeah, all the test of that. Oh man, yeah. The volume's loud, eh, on this? I'll knock it down a bit. Nah, that's loud, eh? That's loud. Yeah, thanks, cheers for waiting. Thanks for hanging around. You know, it's like waiting for the buzz, eh? Oh dear. Oh, check out Carl's channel. He's a funny guy. He does put a lot of content on YouTube now. I think do you still do the Twitch streams, Carl? I know I don't really follow the Twitch, to be fair. Yeah, I'm hoping that's cleaned it up. They look particularly grubby, to be fair. I think I've cleaned this the same time as I cleaned the floor, maybe. So, I'm a bit concerned it don't work. Still freaking loud, ain't that? Right down there, it's got a loud game. Tell you what, we'll try the anticipation. They're not knowing whether that card's going to work or not now. Going straight to King of Fighters to get it to work. Might work. Might not work. If it don't work, it'll need more intense cleaning than that. Yeah, he's gone. He's gotta wait. He gotta wait, can he? Oh yeah. But yeah, hopefully this will work now. If not, we're back to Virtua Fighter remix. Unbelievable, wow. Of all the times, yeah, go on. Don't be worried then. Just needed a clean look. It's weird, isn't it? Weird. It don't even look dirty at all. That Q-tip had got nothing on it, no mark on it or nothing. The weirdness. It's amazing, eh? There's nothing on that Q-tip. It was like hardly anything, not even any real grey on it or anything. Hallelujah, exactly. It's always a concern, eh, when you've got hardware and something don't work on it. It's something you might not have played the thing in about 7 years and you're going to plug it in or whatever and it don't work and it's like, no, and then you know it's the fear of missing out, not playing it, eh? You have to get it to work again, or you know you're gutted, and yet it's probably sat on your shelf or in a cupboard or a box or whatever for 7 years and you never touched it, but that time when you plug it in or whatever it don't work, oh, it's agony, isn't it? So I say I dread sometimes switching on the old hardware. If they've been on for a few months, I think, oh, is this the day when it's going to crap out? Depends on how it's seated in the slot. But, to be fair, that one's It's pretty good. It's every time I've had an issue with it, it's been the cartridge just needed a bit of a clean. So I'm hoping the cart slot's okay. I noticed it's got the metal shielding around the cart slot, Annie, in the bay. When if you open the flap up, it's got that metal shielding around it, Annie, on the Saturn, and that sometimes goes really oxidised on some Saturns, don't it? Again, I don't usually play Neo Geo stuff on Saturn on an online stream, so I thought I'd play some tonight for a change. Game Zone Birdroom, and this is the guy. This is his fault to be playing this because he's only just had this game recently. He won it on eBay, didn't you? On an eBay bid, 13 quid if I remember right. Was it 13 quid or 12 quid? Game Zone Birdroom, yeah, right, James. Do you have any grief for your cartridge not working? I bet you have used one of them action replays out, they're more modern out there, so you probably don't have any grief for that working. But yeah, it's his fault, it's that Game Zone Birdroom's fault I'm playing this. Yeah, it's 13 quid, mate. Yeah, how you doing anyway? How's the birds? How's the missus? How's life? So the thing with this game that put me off originally was the music. It's very... It's like ambient sounds in it. Let's turn it up a little bit. If you ain't really got like music in as such, have it's all ambient sound. Like that, you leave it in the back end of like King of Night, King of Fighters, 97 or whatever. Still play the Neo Geo games. Sorry Daz, you're 95 ROM. Pain to get working, but I'm good. And the birds of course are misses. See, 95 is a ROM in it, it ain't a RAM, is it? It's a ROM card, isn't it? Can't even hear any music at all on this, can you? Any background sounds at all? Can't hear them at all. All I can hear is the speed. Yeah, I think Abe's got a sort of really strong affection for the Saturn.
KO. Thank you. Winner is Benima.
I think some music there now, isn't there?
Ready, go! KO, perfect.
It's very, very quiet on it, the music in the background. I don't know if you can alter the volume of the music in game actually. Bear with me, I'm going to restart this. Yeah, Saturn's greatest console of all time. in your opinion? You know, it's definitely one of, if not the greatest, 2D consoles, isn't it? Option, sound option, BGMs. Yeah, they're quiet it now. Look. It's better, isn't it? Right down. Turn the sound effects down a bit, but I like a bit of music in my games. That's better. You always go back to the Saturn. See, it's like I did miss the Saturn, but I also missed the Neo Geo when I got rid of the Neo Geo as well. And it's like I do enjoy playing old consoles like the Saturn, and even the, you know, like the PlayStation 1 and, you know, stuff that I don't really have back in the day. I still do enjoy playing on them consoles. I like modern gaming as well, though, in all fairness. They say my channel is a retro channel per se. I like the retro streams because they're fairly chilled, ain't they, usually, when stuff works. When it works. Oh. But, but that's better. It's got a bit of music now. Why was that set so low? Why would they set that so low? Madness. See, and again, so the character roster in this game, it's a bit weird, wasn't it? They added quite a few different characters in there as well, and kept a few out, like Mr. Karate. He ain't in this one, is he? I like Mr. Karate. I mean, the Saturn's really good for beat 'em ups and like the shoot 'em ups as well. I like the shoot 'em ups, so I gotta admit, I've never really got into the shoot 'em ups so much. I had the 1945 games. It was his Strikers, 1945. Yeah. You know, I had Thunder Force 5 at one time as well, years ago. Live Section 2, I got Live Section 1 still. We're, never really bought the mega expensive shooters, not later on especially, you know. And stuff like Battle Garega and that. And at the time, obviously they weren't that expensive, were they? When they got released, they were just like a standard release, weren't they? Stuff like Battle Garega. Sakya Garenta is alright as well. Again, they become expensive, aren't they? Them shooters. Brutal difficulty though, ain't they? SNK fighting games, I think. So you play it on standard difficulty, like the MVS difficulty levels, and you know you're gonna get schooled. Yeah, I'd say the PS2 library is really good in it. Obviously, it had a lot of support. The PS2. It's a pity Dreamcast they get that kind of support as well. But obviously, it moved on, didn't it? People moved on to PlayStation. But yeah, and the SNES as well. There's some good games on the SNES. I've only got an handful of games now. I've got about 16 games for the Super Nintendo or Super Famicom. They're the ones that they owned, like sort of first time round, mainly back in the day. And I've just ones I repurchased. I enjoyed playing that last week on stream. It's nice playing on the controller and on the original console, even though I've only got like an handful of games compared to what I could play on emulation. Just enjoyed it. It was really enjoyable. That was. I enjoyed playing the Super Nintendo. Trying to pull off some of his moves. It's weird in here, like tiny Freddy Krueger. I mean, what was the idea behind this guy? Choi Bunge. I mean, you got him, and then you got the big guy he was with. So I think the soundtracks, the best soundtrack in the King of Fighters is probably, for me, it's probably got to be King of Fighters 95. I love that soundtrack. That was one of the games I needed to get when I got a Saturn again, and then I ended up getting it for the AES as well. Love that game. King of Fighters 95 is probably my favourite King of Fighters game, I think. Period. Then it's probably 98. But I'll tell you something, the one on the Dreamcast's good as well. Dream Match. I like Dream Match on the Dreamcast. I was playing that the other day. 1999 Dream Match, I'm sure it's called. Unfortunately, it ain't VGA compatible, so you got to play it through SCART or other means through an act version of a disc or whatever. You remember when it's got Street Fighter on the SNES? Set for life at 13. Too true. Oh man, yeah. I feel I still got it. I've got Super Street Fighter. Sorry, not Super Street Fighter. I got Street Fighter Turbo. Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I've got that. I ain't got Super Street Fighter anymore. Got rid of that. I was sick of keep getting fucking hammered by the CPU. Time to get rid of it. Eclectic group of characters I've chosen here. Yeah, obviously the 2D stuff. Yeah, but I say I do enjoy some modern gaming as well. I am purely a retro gamer. I never really, or I don't really, position myself as a purely a retro gamer. There's some decent modern games out there as well, ain't there? I know a lot of people don't like first-person shooters or things like that, or or like the battle royale games and that. It's a turn off for a lot of people, and they love like the old 2D and the retro style stuff. But I think there is a place for modern gaming as well. It's a pity that you're going away from physical media. It's a pity you couldn't still sort of keep the physical media along with the modern gaming, but it does seem as though it's going that way, does he? Yeah, I think the sprite work and stuff, the way they were drawn, the way they used the colour palette and the resolution and the scan lines as well. If you're playing these on a CRT, it's a different experience in it. It's if you play this on a nice monitor with CRTs or scan lines added with a filter or whatever, they do look really, they're really well drawn. They don't look real, do they? Yeah, I think the problem with PS2 onwards, they were trying to push for realism, and in effect, they destroyed the gameplay by trying to chase realism. I think they took the fun. They were sort of removing the fun from games. But again, I was playing Tekken 7 the other night on the Xbox One. Which ain't the greatest port on Xbox One. I think it's better on PlayStation 4 anyway. But I managed to pick up Tekken 7 on the Xbox, rather than PlayStation. And it's been a while ago now. I think I picked up about 4 years ago. Never really played it. I think I picked it up in 2019 or 2018. I think I picked it up in 2019. And again, super cheap. Someone probably had a game, be on a 4 for 20 or something. And it, you know, it's worth a fiver. I am a fan of Tekken 7. I mean, I like modern games, but the problem with Tekken 7 is too much download content, paid for characters again. So I think that soured me with Street Fighter 5. That's why I'd rather have Street Fighter 4. Oh, I love Street Fighter 4. That's a brilliant game. It's way too much of the fleecing you, having to keep buying download content. It's just, that's what sort of, they've bought it on themselves, haven't they, a lot of these developers, by doing stuff like that. I always choose Terry. I used to choose the Chinese. I think they're Chinese, isn't they? The Team China. I used to play on the Saturn as well. With Athena and is it Sai Kensu? Sai Kensu as well. They're pretty good team. And obviously you got the Drunken Master as well. But yeah, this is just a Friday. I mean, I tried to stream on the Tuesdays. Tried to keep the weekends free. But I know Fridays can be a bit busier. So I might put a poll on the community tab. So if you want to poll to when you prefer watching streams. Is it on in the week or is it on Fridays? I know Tuesdays can be a bit quiet, so I thought, well, I'll stream on play some games on a Friday and stream maybe. I don't know. Again, great animation on this. It's like effects in the background and stuff are really good. I think the only thing that lets this game down is the soundtrack. A lot more beat ups with some catchy music, and SNK does some great music. And this not having just the spot effects in the background and that, it's sort of, I know it's trying to be like atmospheric, be like probably like a real, how you get in a real fight, you know, with just the crowd noise and the background noise, like the ambient noise. Or I don't know. I like the soundtrack. Anyway, cheers, Bean. Yeah, thanks for dropping in, man. Bean, all the best. Yeah, so I'll probably catch you on Tuner's streams, maybe probably tomorrow, or I think he's on tomorrow and Sunday, isn't he? Yeah, this could do with a bit of music, couldn't it? It sounds a bit empty, doesn't it, this game? But again, looks nice, plays nice. I remember driving all the way to Stoke to pick this game up originally when I had it on the Saturn first time round. Another reason why you're no longer a modern gamer. Your mate was telling me what games he's picked up recently for PS5. Every single one was a remake Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, the remake thing, I know that's one of the things that's one of my pet gripes with the modern era. The remakes. It's like Resident Evil 4's had a remake, and granted, it looks very nice, but I don't know. It's 20 years old, I suppose. Obviously, that now a lot of modern gaming's catering for a lot of younger gamers. It always has done, though, hasn't it? In all fairness, obviously, as you're getting older. I mean, what's your lots? Obviously, I know. Obviously, James Game Zone, and IP SNK. But what's your stance on the remakes, Johns? I'm undecided. I think there's a market for them, but obviously they're trying to resell, much like a reboot of a movie series, in. You know, obviously you're gonna have the ones, usually the original's better, in it. Not always. They don't always better, is it? But most of the times you've got more nostalgia for the original. But me, remakes, I don't know. I suppose there's a market for them, isn't there? So I think when you're remastering PlayStation 4 games onto PS5 and stuff, that all seems a bit money grab, doesn't it? But I think probably the Resident Evil remasters and remakes, I am 20 years old, so I can sort of understand why they're doing that. But like stuff like The Last of Us and all that, when they just got like an HD lick of paint and they're trying to sell them as a new game, I think that's cheap. I mean, I bought the Shadow of the Colossus on PS4 because it got, and I bought the PS3 version as well, and I used to have the PS2 version, and I finished any version. So I had 3 of them, and I've never finished any of them, or all 3 of them. But I still bought them. Obviously, now there's a market there for people who really love a game. They'll go out and buy it remastered, and, you know, in a new shiny box and with the steel book or whatever, you know, all that bullshit. So you're just trying to sell you something, isn't they, at the end of the day? Remarketed editions, exactly, that's all they are. They're just reissues, isn't they? They're reissues. Much like the vinyl thing now, innit? Where they're reissuing the vinyl again. A lot of them are just reissues, isn't they? Just like, see that PC works, innit? They're just reissues, isn't it? Remarketed, exactly. It's just aimed at a new generation of moviegoer, gamer, music lover, whatever. You know, they're just obviously they're just after the books, aren't they? It's a business at the end of the day. They ain't your friends. Yeah. It's always been the same, hasn't it, to be fair. I mean, you don't realise that like a lot of the songs that I probably listened to in the 80s and 90s, they're like the covers, ain't they? Oh, and I never realised, the different songs that have been like popular throughout the years of like covers of really old songs. Obviously they ain't sung in the same style usually. They change the style. I mean, sometimes they even hate the style of the original, don't they? But as for like the games and movies, you say one time you got games trying to copy movies, and now you got movies trying to copy games, and you got movies trying to be like, don't like superhero comic-y style, and Exactly. It is. It is really just marketing dream, in it. Really, you've already got an existing IP. You ain't got to promote that, have you? And it's just a case of redrawing something that someone's already designed. The game's there. It's just got a new lick of paint in it. Exactly. It does. I say there is a place for remasters, whether they're better than the originals or what. Or it's a pity that they ain't like less, lower profile. There seem to be the latest greatest game it's another remaster. You know what I mean? I like Resident Evil 4, but the fact that it's so high profile as a remaster is a bit of a joke this day and age, isn't it? It's a remaster of a 20-year-old game. The fact that it exists is great. The fact that it costs so much and it's an high profile game is the joke. I think that's a problem. I think it does stifle creativity, keep reproducing the same old stuff. I mean, but they've all done it, haven't they? I mean, even Capcom's done it for years with the 2D stuff. I mean, how many versions of Street Fighter have we had in the past? You know, was Super Street Fighter a remaster of Street Fighter 2? I don't know, I better not go down that route, had I? But the HD remasters of Street Fighter as well. Remember them? Oh man, I just don't like the artwork on them at all. The ones that was on the 360 and stuff and the Switch. Oh no, they were awful. I'd rather have the 2D low resolution stuff. And yeah, I do like Guilty Gear, but that was never low resolution, was it? It was always a decent resolution. Metroid Prime Remastered was a good remaster. It's relatively cheap at 30 quid. True, yeah, and they did drop it. They were hyping it, was they? There was rumours about it ages ago, although they reckon it had been finished in 2019, or something. Or 2020, and they only just dropped it, didn't they? Prime Remastered. True. See, that kind of thing's good. You bore hyped up for months on end, and it will release at an high price point. So that, to me, that's fine. But it is a bit sad when you've the best games on your new £500 console and remasters the 20-year-old games. That's sad. But if the people enjoy playing them, that's up to them. You know, it's... Who am I to criticise? It's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. It's a... You know... It's no right or wrong is at the end of the day. It's just an opinion. I'm just a person on the internet with an opinion. Yeah, exactly. They am. Them like. They am treated as like the big release, on the latest big release. You know what I mean? And they should be sort of like a side release, shouldn't they? Like a bonus kind of thing. They're trying to prop up the industry with that kind of game. It's how good is it? Again, it's got a bit of music in the background there. It's quite enjoying that. Vote with your wallet, exactly. That's why I ain't bought any modern games in like over 3 years. Oh man! And I say I've got about 130 quid's worth of Xbox credits, and I still look on the Xbox sales, and I'm thinking, I hate buying digital. I hate buying digital. And it's like the Game Pass is good for like people that play a lot of games, but it's the old idea of having a thing. It's like you're renting. I mean, yeah, you ain't owning nothing. It's like having a paid Blockbuster membership in it. Oh, yeah. Stop moaning down and just play some games. Bear with me. But yeah, controversial. And anyway, I do agree. Is YouTube a bit shit now? Well, exactly. If you can pick up all the cheap shoes and ups, get them on when I'm on offer. It's like I have looked at the digital stuff on the Xbox, but I've just sort of resisted the temptation, to be fair. I was even tempted to get all the DLC for Tekken 7 the other day, and I was like, no, don't do it. Just to feel like I've actually got a game to play. I was like, oh, it's a pity. I've got a disc there, and obviously there's nothing on it. So it's all well, there is. It is on there. It's all locked away, probably. It's probably hidden in the disc. It's probably all on there. Let's go back to the main screen. Seems a bit loud, doesn't it, tonight? That capture seems loud. Yeah. Start with your wallet. You probably wouldn't buy Dead Space Remake or Resident 4 Remake until they are much cheaper. Exactly. That's what I did with. I'm sure that's what I did with Resident Evil 2 Remake. It's loud, man. It's loud in the arcade though, isn't it? Bloody hell. Come on, missus, can you hear that downstairs? Sounds like the arcade. Remember Space how he used to be really loud in the arcade, didn't he? It's deafening. You should hear that scream. Oh! It's like Alter Beast was as well, or Alter Beast. Like the sound of the beasts. I was tempted to plug this in this evening and I ain't done it. So it's what Saturn's all about really, in the old super scalers. Going on easy, look. Going on easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Welcome to the family. Get ready.
No auto fire. No auto fire, unfortunately. Kaylied gamer's finger is auto fire. Let's look at this game as well. Fortunately, I like mine. So the Sega Ages pack's pretty good, the UK one. It's just that glitch on everyone always bugs me. Sticky car glitch. Just play it on the Japanese set of tracks and you're alright. Yeah, it's a really good version on the Dreamcast, isn't it? We play it on Shemu and whatever. Or you can have it play it on the GameWorks. You haven't bought a modern game since the last Gears of War. Judgment. Man, that's quite a while, isn't it? Everything you bought since been retro. I bought Yakuza games. The last modern games I bought, the Yakuza Remaster Collection, PlayStation 4. I've bought games for the Switch, to be fair, but they ain't bought them for me, I bought them for the missus. But for a game for me to play personally was the Yakuza games. I think that was the beginning of 2020, was it? Possibly. I can't remember. And about sometime in 2020, I think. So it's been a few years, and I ain't really missed buying any modern games. In all fairness, the one I've seen, I don't feel like I'm missing out. I got the FOMO. You're doing great. You're doing okay. No jinxing. Just watch out for the magic mushrooms. Nah, FOMO's strong in it really. I think if you get caught up in the old FOMO. Oh, man.
Get ready.
Is this the end for Space Harrier? Tune in next week. We'll be playing something completely different. Anyway, is YouTube a bit shit now? It's been shit for years. Better remakes, defo worth purchase, yeah. Let's say if you like the remakes and the remasters, it's alright. But I don't know, I'll pick it up cheap, but I don't like paying full price for the old remasters. But they pay full price for the Yakuza remasters either. I think I only paid 30 quid for them. I think they were 30 quid. So 30 quid, or was that 25 quid? But yeah, I think if the price is right on them, great. But I don't think I'd pay full price for the remasters. It's like the Shadow of the Colossus remake as well. I think I only paid 20 quid for that. Which I do need to play. I quite like the original Shadow of the Colossus on PS2. Just stopped playing it because I've sort of moved on to more modern hardware. Just sitting there, and the PS2 stuff was neglected. Sitting there, neglected it was. No, some of the remasters obviously are better than others as well. I mean, that Resident Evil 4 remaster does look a lot better than some of the remasters. After all, the remastering a 20-year-old game, isn't they? Much like Resident Evil 2. 3, I don't know. I almost picked 3 up for 15 quid the other week. I think it was in the Tesco, something like that. It was 15 quid. I mean, to me, that's ideal. If I can pick them up for that price, it's like a steal. So I think I paid 20 quid or 25 quid for Remake 2, and then I seen it cheaper later on. I think I seen it for 15 quid as well, Remake 2 somewhere, and I was like, oh, I feel robbed now. Oh, that was close. That's what he says.
Get ready.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Well, they're 20 plus years old, isn't they? Even the, even the Cube game now is 20 plus years old. So I don't suppose it's so bad, is it? With sort of stuff like The Last of Us and all them, and you're gonna start remaking them kinds of games. It's like, why? What do we need? Another HD remaster. More remasters in there than remakes. Pickups videos. Does anyone watch pickups videos? That's a big question. Does anyone care? Does anyone care that you've been shopping in CEX? I don't know. Do they?
Get ready.
And is CEX shopping any better or worse than eBay shopping? I don't know. The car boots. Do car boots still exist? Last time I went to a car boot, it was pretty disappointing. I think it was about 6 years ago, 5 years ago. There was like virtually no decent game stuff there. It was all like just trashy stuff. Because obviously people know that the game stuff's worth a few quid. And obviously they're just going to trade it in CEX or whatever, are they? Did I been pilfered at the charity shop? It's been CEX'd, so.
Get ready.
Oh,
Get ready.
you only got GameCube a few years ago. Well, very long ago to you. The Cube, exactly. Well, I bought it on release, Resident Evil. Was it 2004? Was it 2004 when that came out? Or 2005, was it? Because I know it was delayed for ages, right, Resident Evil on the Cube, which I've still got that nice red cover slip thing with it as well. Oh, the Cube's alright, so it's the Resident Evil is a series. Resident Evil 4 is probably my favourite Resident Evil. Bear with me. Small games off here. Alright. Let's put that one. Sound of an old person moving. Hiya. We'll have a Sega Super Scaler half hour, why not? The Cube, I think I've got about 23 games for the Cube now, 25 games, something like that. And I've got all I need on the Cube. I like Star Wars games, well, mainly the first Star Wars game. You've got like Mario Sunshine and stuff. I still enjoy them as well. Even though I bought the missus that Mario collection, the 3D collection, a while ago. And I remember back in the day, the missus playing and completing Mario Sunshine with me on the Cube. You go on easy, playing on easy. Easy peasy for lemon squeezes.
Get ready.
Yeah, the Cube, I do like the Cube. I mean, obviously you can play backwards and compatible on the Wii, can't you? It's like the Dead Space remaster. Did that need a remaster? I don't know. I think Dead Space looked pretty good when I played it. And I've got the HD version of Resident Evil 4 on the Xbox One. Oh, nice driving. This is in 60 Hz mode, isn't it? This. It's in smooth mode, isn't it? Thought it seemed a bit weird. It looks weird. I'm used to playing the arcade mode now in the 30 Hz, 30 frames per second mode. This looks really smooth and really it looks weird. A little bit weird in the super smooth mode. Looks nice, but this looks strange how smooth it is. Silly crashes early on. Probably ain't helped. Yeah, the Cube. I had loads of games for the GameCube at one time. So I moved them on. Traded them in. Kept the console. Kept a decent amount of games, but the soundtrack on this game. Amazing, really.
Checkpoint.
Yeah, and I am a fan of the sequel, Turbo Outrun. Nah, it's alright, but it ain't no Outrun, is it? It just feels and looks really like cheesy, doesn't it? It's really cheesy. It feels like I don't know. It feels like a console game, doesn't it? For the time, I thought it looked pretty low budget. Turbo Outrun. From the tall, thin buildings to the animations, like the pit crew and stuff in between the races and that, it just looks dodgy, doesn't it? Never on the Mega Drive version. Never been really highly rated, has it, a Mega Drive version, Turbo Outrun. Oh, you Todger, I did this last time I played it. I'm gonna run out of time now. Remember the last time I played this on stream? I think I probably went exactly the same way on this course. And then I had a couple of crashes on this track. And that was it, it's game over. I was already tight on the time anyway before I hit this course, and now it's yeah. So the traffic say this is on easy. Another tight corner down here as well. I'm gonna make the time. It's almost there. Robbed. You never played Turbo Outrun? It always looks dodgy. No, it does. It always looks dodgy, and the art style's rubbish. You know, I'm a Sega fan, but when they make a crap game, they make a crap game. Turbo Outrun's not good. To be fair, I was overly impressed with Super Monaco when I saw the arcade version of it. But on playing it, it played alright. And to be fair, Turbo Outrun plays alright. But he don't look good, does he? I don't know. I don't know what they was doing with the art style back then. We'll have one more go at this.
Get ready.
Looks slow to me, this does, in the 60Hz mode. I think Suzuki was right, Suzuki, when he said he put it to the 30 frames to try and increase the impression of speed in the game. I think it does sort of make it a little bit more fast paced looking, doesn't it? Go on, we'll go a different way. Again, some of the trackside detail and the car sprite's different in it on the one on Shenmue, the version on Shenmue. I mean, it's the same in Yakuza as well, isn't it? In the Yakuza series, Outrun. They use that, you know, non-Ferrari style sprite. I don't know what they've sort of like based the car on. Yeah, it turned like a Testarossa, is it? It's amazing that like the traffic's affected in it on this game when you lower it down to easy. It's like hardly any traffic on the first couple of stages, and then obviously it ramps up.
Checkpoint.
So you've got lower amount of traffic, got an higher time limit as well, so it just makes the gameplay a little bit easier as well, doesn't it? Slightly less stressful. Trying to enjoy the beautiful journey rather than crashing into the back of a green Volkswagen. Yeah, the Outrun 2 series are really good.
Checkpoint.
PlayStation or Xbox, both brilliant versions. And say you could get the online versions as well, couldn't you? Sort of like a slightly enhanced version, wore it for the PS3 and the Xbox 360. It'd be nice if you could get hold of them, you know, through legitimate means. That'd be nice. Oh, man. Nice driving. She's done again. That's looking at the chat. That's looking at the chat now. Yeah, Outrun 2 is cool. I like Outrun 2. I like Coast to Coast. Any version of that you want to play, you know, on any system, pretty much brilliant. PSP as well. Nice version on the PSP. Run out of time now, look. 2 stupid crashes.
Checkpoint.
I better well make the final checkpoint now. 2 stupid crashes. Make a 3 into the back of a Volkswagen. Doing a bit of pad creaking, I know that. Oof. Oh no, see, forget it. The time's that close, 1 crash, it's all over. That's it now. Oh man, unbelievable. Actually did make it. I'm shocked. Yeah, Outrun 2, Coast to Coast, Outrun 2, brilliant games, brilliant games. If you like racing games anyway, obviously, man, everyone's cup of tea on the racing games. But again, much like music, movies, you know, games are the same. It's you know, it's everyone's own taste in games and music and whatever, movies. You know, there's no right or wrong, you know, opinion when it comes to games. You know, another man's trash is another man's treasure, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So, I mean, he's super fast, isn't he? He's super fast. Maybe if Mr. Suzuki had got this hardware back in the day of Outrun, he might have just pumped the speed up a little bit on a 60 frame version. But yeah, we'll put something else up. Again, sticking with the super scalers. Again, all original discs tonight. Again, only way to play on a Saturn I've got anyway. I've got no other means to play on a Saturn. I've got no hacked memory cards or nothing. I've only got the original discs. We aren't quite happy with, to be fair. Dual case has actually got a split in it, let's see. Yeah, I'll have to change that one dual case front section off. It's got a crack on the arm up, so at least they're easy to swap out, easy to upgrade, isn't they? Dual cases, easy to replace if they do get damages. Yeah, it's got a crack in it. That was on to see. Nice conversion of this on the Mega Drive. Yeah, 10OK perfect is it on the Mega Drive. Nice version on PC Engine as well. Again, they ain't like, you know, really up to the arcade, are they? But pretty good.
Get ready.
screw out the controls on this now. Down and up's reversed, isn't it? It has got sort of like an interesting mechanic, this game, hasn't it, with the positioning of the plane, the way you move it around. Sort of almost like a floaty effect. More so than Space Area. Obviously, it's got to try and simulate your plane movement and all the afterburner turbos as well. Kick them in. This definitely plays better on 3D pad as well. This is the way you can get a cheat code come up on there as well. That ain't the way to do it. Oh, again. We ain't doing very good here, am we? There are been off that may have messed around with the settings on this. Let's go into the settings, options, level normal, roll A button, key assign. Sight normal. Up down reverse. Let's put it into normal. A button with the roll only. D-pad. Through it with the D-pad to be fair.
Get ready.
It's better. Looking awful on YouTube this because it ain't fast reload on YouTube. That seems super difficult. See, I don't play this game very often at all now, Afterburner. I used to play it loads at one time. Pad creaking like hell. It's under the strain, it's under the strain of flight. Stresses, stresses. It's under the Top Gun stresses. Oh man, oh yeah. Not very good at all, is it? Next. That's enough Afterburner. Oh man. Yeah. Oh man, he's skilled in Afterburner. That was very good. You need some practice. No online practice. Let's pick another one off the shelf. Again, I like this version on the Saturn. Okay, it ain't 60 frames, but I do like this version. I think this was the last game I remember buying. New, yeah, as far as I know, it was brand new from Computer Exchange, because they did sell new stuff at one time. Computer Exchange Birmingham for the Saturn before I got a Dreamcast. I think I remember paying 40 quid for this, 45 quid. Obviously this ain't that version. Oh, I traded that in long ago, but obviously I've repurchased it since. I say people do comment on the fact that this ain't got the arcade perfect music on it, but I really like this game. It's actual chip tunes as well, as far as I'm aware. It ain't just CD music, it's actually chip tunes on this. So I've chose auto. I should have chosen manual for the gears. Don't know, I've chose auto. Go into the options just, and change it to auto. So it actually makes good use of the Saturn sound chip, rather than just using the Red Book music. But yeah, I don't think people realise it uses the sound chip. I thought it were like the other Ages titles, which they do. As far as I'm aware, I ain't sure about Galaxy Force actually. I think Galaxy Force uses chip tunes as well. But I know the early Sega Ages games like Outrun, Afterburner, Space Harrier, they all use Red Book. Well, I think they do. I ain't sure. Saying that, I ain't sure about Space Harrier. I think Space Harrier might stream its music. Again, I'm back to streaming on the Tuesdays after this week, I reckon. Don't think I'll be streaming on Fridays so much. I do enjoy the Tuesdays. Sort of usually fits in with the any schedule that I've got on. Sort of plan to keep the Tuesdays on for live stream, so. Bit of luck, I might actually stream something a bit different this week, this Tuesday coming. Might be a bit of PlayStation 1 or something. You never know. Bear with us a second. Woodland's back. Who are you, Carl? For some reason the HDMI bloody lead was coming out. I don't know. He only appears. Woodland appears out the woodwork whenever the please wait screen comes on. Not the greatest game. Not the greatest game. Nah, it's very good if you go on Amiga. It's the greatest game if you go on Amiga, mate. Pretty good on the Saturn. I really like the Saturn version. I like the arcade as well. Obviously, it's a taste thing, isn't it? Another man's a mustard. He's a, you know, another man's poison. Anyway, you still collecting the 3DS shite now, or what? Or have you moved on? See, I put nothing on YouTube in ages. Last time I saw you was all collecting all 3DS stuff. He's having a 3DS splurge. At least you ain't gone bloody recollecting old Amiga shite. Be collecting bloody VHS videos next. VHSs. Exactly, I like mouse games and mouse systems. I mean, obviously everyone's got an opinion. I've tried to base my opinions on stuff I've played generally rather than dissing stuff just for the sake of dissing stuff. I mean, obviously, I have a dig at the old Amiga and stuff, like even Spectrum and that, you know what I mean, in the past, because of the systems I've either played on or owned, you know what I mean. And the Commodore 64, you know, my mate used to have a 64 and I used to go around and play 64. He had a Commodore 16 as well. Was it a Commodore 16? Yeah, it was. It was a plus 4. It was a 16. And I say, he had loads of games. Some of them are good, but a lot of them are pretty janky. But again, you could have fun playing them, couldn't you? You come out of the woodwork. You have. You've been hiding for months. What you've been doing, Carl? Or have you been on Twitch? If you've been on Twitch, you might as well be on another planet, mate. It's us old fuckers on YouTube. If you've been on Twitch, well, you might as well be been on Mars. Sorry about that. I don't mean to sound offensive. It just comes naturally, Carl. Oh dear. It sounds worse for reading it than when it, obviously it must have sounded worse me saying it. I do apologise. I don't mean to offend anybody.
Welcome, or do your best, and good luck.
Yeah. Like I say, this does look really shitty now. But obviously I've got nostalgia for playing it in the arcade. But, you know, even the PC Engine, which they got a very good version to all of this on it, has it, to be fair. The PC Engine version's pretty rough. It's pretty rough on the PC Engine. At least they had a go, I suppose. Valiant effort. Now I'm waiting for the A1200 release, the mini A1200. I don't want the A500. I don't have one of them in the past. Only had a 1200. I'm waiting for that extra horsepower. Out the woodwork. He's come out the woodwork. He's come out from hiding again. I'm sure you're only waiting for me to bloody go onto the white screen. I'm glad you still got your sense of humour anyway. And YouTube is a bit shitey. I'll attest to that. I've been adding to the shite content. At least once a week. But to be fair, it's pretty much the old school on YouTube. It has dried up, and I said they're all obsessed with bloody living in a van and God knows what else now, ain't they? They moved on. They moved on from video games. They moved on from video games. Being on Twitch. Oh, sad. Not really. Have you been spending a lot of time on Twitch? Have you? Oh, sad. All right. That's it. I don't follow anyone on Twitch. There's other YouTubers that I've known for years as well. Carl, I don't really follow. I've got a Twitch account. I've never used it. I think I've watched one person once on Twitch. Tell a lie, once. And I logged on to just to support them by joining their, you know, like their Twitch group or whatever, you know, like a subscriber number or whatever, just to give them the support, you know, at the beginning. But since then, I don't think I've ever watched one Twitch stream. I'm pretty sure. And even then, I don't watch the full Twitch stream. I only went on, watched a bit of it, and subbed for them just to give them a bit of support, you know, to add the numbers, add a number. Give them a bit of sympathetic support. But no, I don't know. I know Twitch is like the streamers thing, innit, really. Twitch is for them new kids. I'm an old fucker. Then as for an A500 mini, like I say, I'm waiting for the A1200. www. By what means are you playing Power Drift tonight? With the original grey Sega Saturn Japanese? Bloody... the original disc? Old school, non-emulated, old school, with a console. With a console, proper one that was purchased off eBay. What, how many years ago? 10 years ago. 10 years ago, and the game was purchased around about the same time and all. I don't know. Check out one of the videos on the channel. It's the same one that was on there when I picked it up. Probably 2012, 2013. But yeah, this is just capturing the old bloody Japanese Sega Saturn. Well, trying to. Looks a bit fuzzy, but But yeah, this is all like the Sega Ages games that I bought back in the day, and I've decided to buy them all again. As I say, I did have this probably for about 6 months before I got a Dreamcast, that Power Drift on the Saturn, and all the other ones I've played tonight so far, the ones I've owned in the past as well. You know, there's nothing wrong with playing them on emulation. Sometimes I'll play emulation on stream, so ain't nothing wrong with it. I like playing with the original consoles and the controllers. I like that. To be fair, I get a lot of nostalgia from playing with the original hardware, but you know. Yeah, it looks alright. It looks a bit fuzzy, obviously, because it's only, I'm only using one of these cheap bloody upscaler things. It's like an OSSC or nothing. Because I still play using the SCART connector on my telly and stuff. If I is streaming, I generally I've got the means to playing with the RGB SCART and stuff. You know, the old TV connections. If I've got a 4K telly, obviously I'd have to try and invest in an OSSC or something. But yeah, unfortunately YouTube is a shadow of itself, isn't it, really? So I'll just put the odd dodgy videos like FMV intros and things like that stuff. That's just to keep people interested, semi-interested in clicking onto the channel just for when I do the streams like this. And either this is just for play games and tool crap for a couple of hours a week. But yeah, like I did comment on your video saying it's like YouTube. It's one of them things, in it. It's like you only get out of it what you put into it. Like Twitch is the same yourself, I suppose. It's like you put the effort in, you get it back, and like other people appreciate it. But if no one's contributing to the community by uploading videos or even just questions, and you know. Just like today, your response to Tootie's video. Was it today or yesterday? Or just things like that. It just sort of keeps the community going, doesn't it? Rather than it's just sort of everyone sort of disappeared, haven't they? Well, when I say community, it just keeps YouTube interesting. GBS Control Upscaler, sponsored by Game Zone Bird Room in association with GBS Upscaler Limited. Yeah, the 2D stuff, obviously, for the Saturn, it was really good at doing the 2D stuff. More so than the 3D stuff. I like the sprite scaler stuff because I got nostalgia for it, but obviously this still looks really good, doesn't it? Do some decent 3D stuff on the Saturn, it's all 2D. I mean, Sega Rally still looks okay. Yeah, obviously dated. But this does look quality, like cartoony graphics, doesn't it? Capcom, you know, they were on form on that when they did the Darkstalkers game. To be fair, you got Darkstalkers, and you got the ones on the PSP as well. They look good. Yeah, I know you am, bud. I know you am, Carl. Bloody hell, you're old school. You're in third, you love yours, you as what? The GB upscaler. And you've got a 5X as well. Yeah. I've got the cheap route of made like a multi-converter for one of these hyperkin plug-in super low budget shit things, so. I used to really obsess over the quality of video and stuff on video games at one time. I mean, as long as it's clear and it's a really, you know, like composite, awful, I can live with video game imagery now. As long as it ain't like on a 4K telly or whatever, obviously it's going to look terrible. But on a 1080p screen, so I'm playing this on a 42-inch plasma from like 10 plus years old. So it looks alright to me on this big screen. Obviously it'll look better on a nice big CRT. But again, with emulation you can have the scan lines and everything, can't you? Do you really need to be playing these old systems through an OSSC or a scaler or whatever? I don't know. If you want, you know, the pixel perfect look, would you be better off going with emulation? Or is emulation still a dirty word? I don't know. It used to be a dirty word for me at one time. See, I wouldn't play these games generally offline like this. I very rarely play the retro stuff offline now anyway, in all fairness. I have to be in the mood to play it. The only HDMI solution that I do play offline really is a Dreamcast one, the VGA to HDMI. That's good. That's really nice and sharp. Picture on that. But any other system I generally tend to connect by SCART, either to this plasma or to one of the CRTs, which I use the CRT in a while now. It's nearly always connect up to the multi-art of the plasma here, to be fair, which it does a decent job of interpreting the RGB signal. It was only the Dreamcast that ever struggled with it. The Dreamcast, it's never had a good quality picture on the plasma through RGB. So this is where it all started again. These RGB, HDMI plug-in solutions for the old consoles was getting the one for the Dreamcast, the VGA one. Purely so I could place on the plasma, and then I just ended up getting others I'd like to allow me to play these old school games on the original consoles on streams, or make videos on them. You know what I mean? It's a big investment. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, the emulation thing is a bit dodgy still on N64 and PlayStation. Saturn, sorry, not PlayStation. It's funny how PlayStation 1 emulation's really good. Obviously, because it's the hardware's more condensed in it. I wouldn't say it's less powerful. It's just more condensed, more understandable in it. It's more complex in it. The bit of a mess inside in it. The Saturn with all the different video chips and stuff. Dual processors and whatever. It's a bit overly complex already. See, it's ain't got bad load times either, this, does he? It's using a RAM cartridge though, so I suppose it's just loading into the memory, so it's got to fill that cartridge, has he? yeah, but I noticed that was bloody Sean Fagin RS's. Did you see that his stream that he did a few months back when he was playing PlayStation 2 and the laggy on the emulation on it? I don't know what he was doing with that. I'd have had to have play tested that before I streamed it. We've all done it though, haven't we? Well, I say we've all done it, but it's easy to do. It's easy to plug somewhere in and find out it don't work. Looks at RAM card. But yeah, that PlayStation 2 emulation, he was trying to play Gradius, wasn't he? Gradius 5. He was working, was he? I mean, he looked sharp, but he just like, the input lag must have been immense. Yeah, I think with the PS2, obviously, because it's got components out, and again, you treat the image much like a Dreamcast guy, and you can choose progressive and stuff. So, I think the PS2 emulations, you know, you're probably best just using a console and you can play PS2 games. You know, you need like a monster PC as well, I think, really, to pull it off, wouldn't you? You know, well, to pull it off well, I don't know. But again, I ain't really up on emulating any CD-based systems. I mean, even the Neo CD, or I don't emulate Neo CD, I only emulate cartridge systems. The only thing I've noticed with like the OSSC and some other scalers is like they have like weird artifacting, don't they? And sometimes the images drop out, don't they, between the resolutions? I think you've got to be really good setting them up, mate, to get a really good image out of them. Some of the scalers, whereas these things are just super easy plug and play kind of thing. Oh dear, driving batty. But yeah, we've been streaming for 3 hours tonight. I was only going to do a couple of hours stream as well. Still playing the Saturn, you sort of get a bit carried away with the games. I do enjoy the games on the Saturn, to be fair. Usually the same when I play PS2 as well. To be fair, I do enjoy playing the PS2. Stuff like Tekken 5, stuff Tekken 5. Would you class that as retro? Would you class that as retro, would you? I think the 20-year mark's retro for me. I'd class 20 years. Software that's 20 years old is probably retro. Same with the hardware. I mean, the hardware, PS2 hardware is probably, you could probably class the hardware as retro, but a later released PS2 game, probably not. OSSC does have dropouts if your TV card take the varied sync. All the other scalers have simple workarounds, yeah. Yeah, I've seen them drop out. You do, don't they? I think a lot of times it's the cheap capture cards as well. And like you say, was it that coupling thing? Which just like it'll just lose the image, won't it? Saying that, I've got one of them Keiko HDMI dongles I bought off Amazon. So I had some Amazon vouchers for my birthday, so I used them up, and I bought one of these Keiko HDMI dongles for the Xbox. Whereas some games look great, and other games don't look so great on it. That ain't so good. I was a little bit disappointed with the quality of that one. I think the dongle that I made that uses the hyperkin through RGB, providing you can mess around with like the gamma and the contrast and brightness a little bit, just to perk the image up a bit, look better than the Kaylied through components out on the Xbox. And that's just tapping into the RGB. With a few times that I've used it just to see what the picture quality was like, I just recorded a little bit of like footage of stuff like Ninja Gaiden and Outrun 2, and that Dead or Alive volleyball video, the FMV one, that was recorded using the RGB dongle thing. So I was disappointed with that, to be fair. I don't think that was very good, considering how everyone was raving on about it. It's like it's supposed to take out the component out. The only thing it has got good going for it is well, one of the best things going for it really is it's got a digital out as well, so it extends the digital out, you know, the optical sound out. Yeah. I think if you got to have good cables, ain't you? And it's got to have like a consistent signal to get the best out of the OSSC. Plus, I think you got to go into the settings. You got to have a bit of messing with the settings as well, ain't you? Like a lot of things. See, it's quite versatile, I think, the OSSC. I think the Retro Ting 5's just sort of like streamlined it, ain't it? I think if I've got to choose between the OSSC and a Retro Ting, I think I'd rather have the Retro Ting 5 one I've seen. If I've got to update the TV at some point, I think I'd have to invest in something like a Retro Ting 5, the 5X. But again, the picture on this looks absolutely brilliant on this plasma. Oh well, that'll probably be me for tonight anyway. It's almost a witching hour. It's 10 to 12. I'll probably see you on Mr. Tuner's stream sometime over the weekend, I would have thought. Formula 1's on midday, so I don't think there'll be an issue with the F1 overlapping anyone's streams this weekend. I'm probably going to try and tune into This Round's On Me now. They do a stream on a Friday night, which I like to drop in on. So yeah, cheers to everyone that's dropped in on the chat. Appreciate it. To Johns, Lewis, Game Zone, Birdroom, James, Mr. Woodlin, Carl Woodlin, 37, dropped in out of the woodwork. No, he's always welcome, Carl. SNK Boy, 8-bit SNK Boy, Bean Soup, Subliminal VCR. Anyone else that I've missed out? Anyone else that I can upset and offend? I think that's everyone. Live chat, going right back to the beginning. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's everyone. So yeah, no worries. Yeah, night, not all. Have a good one. Cheers for dropping in, much appreciated, and I'll be on next Tuesday, I think. Unless something crops up, which I'll put in the community bar. So, adios. Have a good one. Have a good week, and have a good weekend. Peace out. Bye bye.